Hey, Mike, what do Kelly Slater and PT have in common?
I don't know. They're both world champs?
Nope, they both own Endless Summer box set.
Oh my God, rad. You guys, you can get it too. The link's in the show notes. Hey, this is Mike with the Quivercast, brought to you by quiverbuilder.com, where you buy, sell, surf. Good morning from Huntington Beach, sanding on the sand at Tower 4 with my good buddy Rich Payne. That's videoing a couple of his friends, Pat and Chris is the guy's name?
Yep.
Okay, so Richard Payne, when did you start surfing?
Oh, winter 1970, Seal Beach.
And how were the waves back in the 70s? Was it good Seal Beach? Or did you just how'd you get to the beach?
Used to ride my bicycle from west side of Long Beach through the flood control, or take a bus, and that was it.
And it was just, that's some travel.
Yeah, we had like 23 boards on the bus back in the day. It's all good. Old Wilson tore up wetsuit from Seal Beach.
You had a wetsuit though, that's good.
Tore up though, it was funny.
So there was water getting in.
Yeah, they used to laugh at me a little bit. But that's all I had, so I was stoked.
At least you got in the water, right?
Little beaver tail.
How'd you get hooked on it? Like, what motivated? How'd you know you wanted to surf? Like, what got you?
I think the neighbors surfed a little bit, and the parents would take us to the beach and drop us off, and we would just stay there all day. And something I enjoyed later on, kind of helped me get out of gang situations, and then I fell in love with it and realized it was something that nobody could take away from me, something I could do on my own.
On.
What's up?
On.
Yeah, Mike's starting a little blog. Mike Steele.
So we talked about staying out of gangs. Sorry, everyone. We had a little break with the lifeguard, Rich's buddy. What's the guy's name?
Daniel Kaihua.
From one of the lifeguards here in Huntington.
OG status for sure.
Came by to say hi to Rich. So and then there was a picture of you back in the day, right? At like surfing Newport, maybe the wedge or something.
Yeah, there was a wedge shot that Mike Moyer took of me back in the day, back in the 80s, surfing cylinders. Pretty crazy wave.
Did you make that wave?
Yeah, definitely. I tried to take off on 10, only made 3 drops, broke 3 boards in 2 days.
So it was 2 days of surfing wedge?
Yeah, beautiful, back to back, broke 3 boards. One of the only waves that's thrown sand inside of my eyelids. It's a crazy wave, beautiful, love it. So,
back in the day, were there that many guys surfing at that point, or did it get popular more like late 90s, early 2000s? Because now it's kind of a go-to wave, the big wave, Jamie O'Brien, all those guys.
Yeah, back in the 80s, I probably just 3 or 4 guys surfing with me on cylinders. Not very many at all. It'd be, pretty solid pack at wedge, but for the most part, I wouldn't be sweating nothing really. It was really just go out there and try to survive if you had the balls to do it. There wasn't very many people who were willing to go out there and try.
Yeah.
But I liked that, like Seal Beach, Southside, I like those steep drops, and cylinders is probably the drop for us. When it's on, it's hard to beat. Seal Beach is like, I don't know, when it's on. I mean, they're both hard to compare to one another, but cylinders drop is really difficult when it's solid. It's almost like a straight down. By the time you can catch it, you're broke 90 degrees and you're free falling.
So you're holding on for dear life, just hoping you make it to the bottom. And
yeah, I mean, you can't even get to your feet without getting pitched. That's the hard part. You can't paddle fast enough.
I can't fathom it.
It just wedges up, just like a lot of those wedgy waves that we ride. So it's a beautiful wave. I still think that I want to try it, but at 60 years old, I don't know if I could try it anymore. But my spine's too jacked up, I might get paralyzed. So it's nippy.
That's kind of not worth it.
It is worth it though.
If you get the right one.
If I get paralyzed trying, I'm all right with that. My wife would be a little pissed off, but I'll be fine. She said, "I'm going to roll you out in the middle of the street, say I'm out. I didn't register for this. I'm done. But I couldn't blame her. But
what kind of boards were you riding, or what were
back then it was just regular short boards. Just little.
You ever shaped it?
Yeah, I would have shaped my own board back in the day. Yeah.
You would have shaped your own board back in the day?
Yeah, for
Even
sure.
back then. So from way back then, you were shaping your own board going into the day.
I think.
The real camera, huh?
Yeah, that's for sure. Wish I would have got a couple of you. I just set up right now, but it's pretty fun.
Beautiful morning.
Yeah, hopefully tomorrow will be even better. Should be.
That's
Should be
kinda
bigger
cool.
tomorrow. So I don't know if
Could
you.
get much smaller the last couple of days.
Yeah, for sure, right? It's swell's supposed to fill in. It's already filling in, and that's a good sign. Yeah.
We got another hour of high tide.
Let's Pat. See what
High
he can
tide's
do.
like 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Pat on this right.
There's Pat.
Boom.
All right, boys. See ya.
See
All
ya.
right, take care.
All right, so when did you start surfing like Torrance? When did you start going?
My cousin who lived in San Pedro, and around 1983, took me to that side. I'd never been over there. I didn't even know the South Bay existed at that point in reality. And in '83, he took me to this beach, Torrance Beach, and it just opened up a whole nother world. I couldn't even believe it, what was out there. And
There's pictures of you, and it's solid.
yeah, it's a beautiful wave in the winter.
Is it makeable? It looks pretty wild.
You don't really do turns. You just pull in.
Just
You,
going as
you
fast
just
as
get
you can.
you just get barrels. I mean, I've gotten 6 to 10 second in and out barrels over there. Surfline and posted one 12-shot sequence, and it was just beautiful. They said Hossegor comes to LA County, and it was just the sickest barrel ever. But
And no one out, Harley, or
back then, no. Back then it was not. But now there's surf schools everywhere, and
really? I haven't
Pretty
been
much.
there in a while.
pretty much everywhere is populated with a crew now. But back then, back when you were out this way, we were having our funnest days out there for sure, with just your homies and not much of a crowd at all.
So from your house, you're probably closer to Torrance than you are to Seal Beach.
I'm actually right in the middle. That's what I like. In the summertime I come to OC, in the wintertime I go LA, and I don't have to travel much, probably 30 minutes either way. Because Long Beach doesn't have a wave anymore, I kind of pitched them to throw a wave pool out there for us since they put the break wall out there and took our waves away. But let's see what goes on with that. It'd be kind of nice. They do a little world-class
That'd be
wave
sick.
pool, right?
That'd be sick.
Be some nice tax revenue for them.
And it would be crowded. It would
Yeah,
get people showing up.
What are we doing? Talking about China's wave pool right now? How about?
Well, there's
you
one
see
in
the-
Palm Springs coming.
Yeah,
It's
but
here.
imagine
It's not
if they said, "Wow, look at that wave pool in Long Beach." Can you imagine? Wow, it'd be sick. It'd be awesome. It'd be a good destination.
So
But-
when you're in the 80s, did you switch from, like, you started surfing in the 70s, were you riding more of a single twin fin, or what were you riding, like?
Yeah, back in the day over here in Main Street, right? Well, in PCH right here, Infinity. Guy Gundry sold me a single fin Infinity, and I love Jerry Lopez. I was a single fin guy for a long time, so I got that nice flowy style coming off of a single fin. And I wanted a tri-fin, but my mom went with what the guys were telling her, and says, "Well, you got a little Grom here, probably not that good. Just get him this board."
And do you think that,
So I was kind of bummed. I took it. I took any board I could get. I didn't
Yeah.
care. Brand
Yeah, you just
new.
wanna get in the water.
Right? It's like a 6'3". I'm a little Grom, and I'm riding a 6'3" single fin, and loving life. But it got me out there outside the cliffs, riding the good waves. It was kind of cool. I didn't mind, but I wanted that tri-fin. That was sick back in the day. In the late 70s, early 80s, it was
but
pretty good stuff right there. But I didn't get a chance, but till later on in life.
okay, so, and tell us one good surf story you have. Tell us, like, a long good surf story, short. Give me the short version of a great surf story. Do you have any?
Shit, just hanging out with you guys back in the day, just surfing with you every day, just right out front here, just having a great time. That's probably the best stories I could tell. But I don't know, probably my best story is when, take a trip somewhere. I went to Samoa, to Solani,
Oh, really?
and I mean, since then they had an earthquake, kind of messed them up, but they rebuilt everything. But
What's the waves like in Samoa?
oh shit! There was a right left reef pass right out in front of where we stayed, and the left was kind of gnarly because it pinched off, but the right was wide open, and you could just kind of ride a whitewash all the way through and paddle right back out. Beautiful
Full on
wave.
channel?
Yeah, freaking perfect. I'd go there in a
So
heartbeat.
you weren't getting smashed, you're like paddling around and
But
then waiting for the bombs?
You'd get bounced off the bottom, but the reef was kind of flat. It was pretty tore up, so it wasn't like jagged, heavy coral, but definitely well positioned, perfect wave.
What's the local crowd like there in Samoa? Are they welcoming?
There was no locals. Back when we went, probably early 2000s, 13 people could go, stay at the resort, and that was it. They owned that point kind of, so nobody surfed there except the people that were at the resort. So there was no crowd. You just get up and get out there on the first boat, stay out there all day, or until you got dehydrated and start cramping up. Missed a couple of sessions after that, all pissed off, but or you go there, you get stupid, you breaking your boards and stuff like that. But the wave is so perfect. That's probably the greatest session I've had as far as traveling, other than Australia, which I'd go back in a heartbeat as well.
So where'd you go in Australia, and how were
There's a place called Wollongong, which is over by Sydney, south of Sydney.
Okay.
I guess Kelly Slater's been there a few times, and that's probably one of the nicest, beautiful beach breaks I've ever seen. I remember getting my first wave over there, and I couldn't see the lip. The water was so clear, I didn't know where the lip was. It was heavy. I couldn't believe I'd never experienced anything like that before. And,
Not even like Salt Creek or one of those clear water places?
Nothing like that. I mean, it was pristine, crystal clear.
Wow.
It was an adjustment that I had to make. But I went out there and I broke a couple of boards. I took 3, was going to be out there for 3 weeks, and within the first week I was down to 1 board.
Oh.
Ended up breaking the nose on that one, and they had beater boards for sale at the surf shop for like $400. I didn't want to pay that kind of money, so I just stayed with the last board that I had, and I was just really particular on what I took off on, because I was pulling into closeouts and coming up with 2 pieces. But you travel for like 6 to 8 seconds in this perfect, pristine barrel offshore, perfect shape. But you wouldn't make it; it would just be too fast. And then you come up and your board being 2 is like, oh. But the wave was worth it. But at the very end, I had to really be careful what I was riding, what waves I was pulling into, make sure you make all of them.
You wanted that board to last your trip.
Yeah, I mean, I needed a 6-pack, but if I was going to just pull in the closeouts, but you couldn't help yourself because they were just so perfect. You just travel for 6 to 8 seconds and just know that the wave is moving so fast and you just can't keep up with it, and they just swallow you whole. But intense, loved it.
That sounds so. And the water was warm, cold?
It was cold because it was kind of wintertime. Our summertime, their wintertime.
So same as like here, like 60 degrees or colder?
No, I had a hood on. Yeah, the water was probably 55.
Woo,
say.
like Santa Cruz.
Kind of, yeah, probably similar to that.
Just more beautiful? Well, Santa Cruz is beautiful. But...
Oh.
Okay, so what are you
perfect.
currently riding? What's currently under your feet?
I have a 510, what I call a squid. One of the buddies said it looked like a squid, so I went with that. But I have a stinger that's about right at the center point. It's about 23 inches wide.
Wow.
These guys are ripping and I'm missing it.
It's 23 inches wide?
23 inches wide at the center, 510, 2 3/8, 5-fin setup with a little keel fin in the center as well that I use, about a 1/4 inch keel fin. That's
so
about
I looked
2
at the
foot long.
board. It's super interesting.
Yeah.
If you had a bigger version, I'd be
Yeah.
willing to try, but I think that 510 is too short for me. I'm way too big for that. Here goes Pat on a good one.
Something to keep this 60-year-old interested out there, to where I can try to have
Are you
fun.
switching up your boards currently? Like, is there another go-to board you're riding?
Well, the Greek Bob Boland made me one to help me get to my feet, because I've been injured for a long time now with spinal injuries and nerve damage. And he made me a 510, 21 inches wide. It had a V bottom throughout, really unique, really fast and loose. Loved it. Kind of tore it up a little bit, so I kind of racked it, and then I made myself another one of mine. And I've been enjoying it, but I just don't surf as much anymore, but having a hard time getting to my feet.
I've seen pictures of you recently, and you're still ripping.
I don't want to get on that 7-footer, just for the ease of the paddling and stuff. But
See, that's my cheater board. I have to do it.
I don't want to give up that turn yet. That nice hard turn off the bottom, or that nice barrel. But I don't know. It's getting harder, but I don't want to get into it yet. But sometimes like today, I just videotape the kids and catch these moments for them.
Of all your surfing career, which is spans, what is that, 50 years?
Yeah, about 50 now.
What was your favorite board of all time?
Shoot, I don't know.
I know you've had
many.
probably thousands of boards.
Yeah, the Greek felt really good. It was his Greek shorty, they call it. Felt really good. These squid boards that I'm riding with that kind of like a Ben Ipa little higher up type of stinger. I love that high low pressure point that I turn off of, and that's fun. But I don't know. I can't really say I've had the board. Although I've snapped a lot of them that I thought were pretty good, but they just come and go. You just hope for magic, And
with that being said, have you ever had a magic board? You snapped it, you tried to replicate it, and it just wasn't the same, or you come pretty close. But you being a shaper, you break something you just love. You come back and you try to replicate it.
Yeah, they're one-off.
You're hand shaping.
They're all one-off. They're as unique as you are, and
right?
It's just a one-off, and you just try to get the magic. You chase it. If you're going to be a shaper, you're going to
chase it.
Yeah, you get that magic one time, and you fall in love with it, and then you chase that shit forever. Excuse the French there, but anyway, I'll be chasing magic the rest of my days. If I can get 1 out of 10, I'm stoked. If I can get 1 out of 100, I'm stoked for that matter. If I can get another one in general, I'll just take it.
And the thing is, it may not be magic to you, but I might jump on it and be like, dude, what's...
Yeah.
Because everyone surfs different. And where they put their feet. And this guy's ripping her hair.
Shaping is heavy.
Who's this guy?
That's Ryan Salazar, I believe.
Okay.
He does the glassing for Chaz.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and the final question. If you could have any board, if money wasn't the problem, or if the shaper was, even if he's passed away, and you could get a board from a certain person, do you have a board like I would love to have this board? Ride it or put it on the wall?
Well, growing up, I'd have to say, watching Jerry at Pipe was key. I was riding a single fin back in the day. I tried to mimic his every move at one point, although he was a groupie footer and I was regular footed, but still, I envision myself riding a pipe wave, which I've never done. I probably never will at this point because I'm too old. But I would probably say a hand-shaped Jerry Lopez lightning bolt with his signature on it.
The single fin error?
Yeah, whatever he's making, I wouldn't even care. Whatever it is,
or one of his G-Land thrusters.
Anything that he made with his two hands, I wouldn't even care. I'd put it on the wall. I'd ride it first. I would probably ride it just to check it, and maybe measure it up. But that would probably be my dream board, no doubt. Although a nice quiver of a bunch of guys that I know wouldn't be a bad deal either. So
right on.
I wouldn't turn any of them away.
Well, Rich, thanks for letting me interview while you're videoing and stand on the beach here at Huntington. I really appreciate it.
No worries. You take care. I'm just stoked that you're out there.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Got your boy out there now.
Waves.
Right.
And that concludes our interview and on Quivercast, brought to you by Quiver Builder. Thanks everyone for listening.
Peace.
Thanks again for listening. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. And don't forget to visit quiverbuilder.com where you'll find your next magic board. I'll see you in the lineup. Hey guys, Endless Summer box set. This thing is legit. It's authentic, numbered certificate in it. It has a 5-frame film strip from the original print. You will literally own a piece of history. It has a specially minted bronze medallion. Dude, that thing's sick. Okay, there's so much more here. Go to the show notes. There's a link on there. Go check this piece of history out. This thing's rad. Seriously. Smithsonian American History Museum has it. It took 4 years of research with 3.5 in production, all hand assembled. This thing's rad. So much to this awesome box set. Remastered DVD, sharper images than the original film, but dude, this thing's so sick. Link in the show notes.